On Tuesday, the World Bank made an announcement that beginning 2020, it's going to cut back on all financial aid to gas and oil prospective projects. Well, it was an unprecedented and unexpected decision by the World Bank, given the fact that even in Kenya, the World Bank has several investments in this space. The IFC recently in 2015 bought a 6.83% stake in Africa Oil. Africa Oil is a Canadian firm that owns 25% of the major blocks in northern Turkana. So the US at that point was against this decision. US is part of the IFC. But you see the IFC went ahead and continued doing this. So this is a very significant policy shift from the World Bank, saying that all its agencies and maybe its advisory arms are being directed that from 2020 they should cut back on all support. Why are they doing this? There's something called the Paris Accord, in which November of last year, around 196 member states around the world decided to sign something called the Paris Accord. The long and short of it is that they're going to take efforts to reduce their carbon footprint, all in an aim to reel in climate change and the effects that you and me are feeling right now. Now, the 2020 date that World Bank has given is in line with the Paris Accord, and they are just notifying us that once that deadline reaches, they are going to go the route according to the Paris Accord. The World Bank, over and above the IFC owning a bit of Africa Oil, the World Bank is currently in a 6-year program with the government, offering them technical support from things like revamping our petroleum laws, assisting NOC, capacity building, stakeholder engagement where this pipeline is supposed to pass. It's a 5 billion shilling project, which is being managed by World Bank. It's not World Bank's money, it's money that has come from the British and Norwegians. So World Bank is essentially just assisting to manage the fund. So when we asked the PS of Petroleum, Mr. Kamau, what if this contract is at risk? He said World Bank is committed to this because they got into a contract and they are bound by it. So they'll see it out until 2021, I think in February. So the impact in that scope is not very big. But if you look at it from maybe a wider perspective, the world, as the World Bank's statement is saying, policy shift is showing, the world is moving to renewable energy. People are ditching petroleum cars, petroleum-run cars, diesel-run cars in favor of electric powered cars. Countries like the UK, France and Norway have already announced radical plans to stop the use of diesel and petrol-run cars in their countries as of 2040. Well, that may look like a long time to come, but it's going to come here eventually. It's how many years? 23 years away. So this companies like the General Electric, people who are so invested in oil and gas exploration, they're cutting back on their workforces. Why? Because they see the push and the move towards these renewable energy sources is going to diminish what they do. It's going to diminish their revenues. So in anticipation of that, they're cutting back on their workforce. So all this move to wind, geothermal, solar, and all these other forms of energy, we don't have a high carbon footprint. It does not bode well for the petroleum industry. Remember, there's been a glut, there's been an oversupply of crude oil in the world. What it has done, it has suppressed prices. I think I've seen today on Reuters, they're talking about the US increasing their supplies. It will further dampen the prices. PS Kamau last year said that Kenya has to sell the petroleum between $50 a barrel to $55 a barrel if our venture is going to be commercially viable, if you're going to make money out of it. Right now, I think a barrel is trading at $63. Now, if you look at it in the 2040, 2050 time frame that we are talking about, when there's an oversupply and people are shifting away from what is being oversupplied, the prices are further going to come down. So are we going to breach this $50, $55 mark that the government says is our profitable point? We can only wait and see. Hopefully we'll all be around then.